I am Mr. Obsidian. Prepare yourself for the man of black.
They hide the truth and the proof behind locked doors. You can hear whispers echo through the floors. It feels like war. I am the bomb like Mossad or Saddam or Genghis Khan. Maybe not, maybe it was Shao Kahn or Galvatron knocking into a salon in a palm pristine as Emperor Palpatine's Alka-Seltzer. These judges are on some helter-skelter, looking like elderly Kelly killer pelicans, melted to gelatin to them and leave them out of sequence in heaven, reaching for the ceiling. I will warp and then morph in the warp through a portal like a porthole, like a war tortal. I may not be immortal, but I will kick open the door with the 4-4, leaving all my foes froze like a snow cone. The danger prone when I'm going prone. They will not be making it home like the sticky bandit from that movie Home Alone. There isn't a phone though for ET to phone home, and so let the circuit breaker blow. You man's rights are inherent, which at a minimum consists of being born free, equal and independent, having the characteristics of having the dictates to follow one's own will, free and equal in protection and rights and independent, meaning not dependent, meaning not subject to any modification, restriction, limitation, degradation, usurpation, deprivation, or extortion from any outside source such as child trafficking, welfare agencies, looking like they got rabies or scabies.
They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. We're tearing down the lights tonight. For every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end. Tearing down the lights tonight. For every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end.
You will need a paramedics if you attempt to discredit with your institutional embezzlement. It's evident from the evidence that you 4D actor are pathetic and catching a death sentence for kidnapping and deprivation under some form of police. Having shared hallucinations, being no destructive enforcement. You might just become a superconductor. Quickly administer medicaments and medicine, adrenaline, epinephrine, and sedatives and chest compressions. Test and run into passion of coercion, incarceration, new intimidation by forced occupation through legal inception and deception like a perception. Persistent Mr. Pressing, it's a gas in the messages I'm professing. I'm like a spider with a scabbard intercepting you with an interceptor at the intersection, yet imperceptible, so it's so outside of your perception. I pack a collection of protection when words are my weapons.
They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. We're tearing down the lights tonight. For every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end. Tearing down the lights tonight. For every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end.
They hide the truth and the proof behind locked doors. You can hear whispers echo through the floors. It feels like war. I am the bomb like Mossad or Saddam or Genghis Khan. Maybe not, maybe it was Shao Kahn or Galvatron knocking into a salon in a palm pristine as Emperor Palpatine's Alka-Seltzer. These judges are on some helter-skelter, looking like elderly pelicans and skeletons melted to gelatin to death them and leave them out of sequence and have them reaching for the ceiling. I will warp and then morph into war through a portal like a porthole, like a war turtle. I may not be immortal, but I will kick open the door with the 4-4, leaving all my foes froze like a snow cone. They're danger prone. When I'm going prone, they will not be making it home like the sticky bandits from that movie Home Alone. There isn't a phone though for ET to phone home, and so let the circuit breaker blow. You man's right to own hair, which at a minimum consists of being born free, equal and independent, having the characteristics of having the dictates to follow one's own will, free and equal in protection and rights and independent, meaning not dependent, meaning not subject to any modification, restriction, limitation, liquidation, regulation, usurpation, deprivation, or extortion from any outside source such as child trafficking, welfare agencies, looking like they got rabies or scabies.
They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. They thought we'd fall, they thought we'd run, but we're the fire, the rising sun. We're tearing down the lights tonight. For every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end. We're tearing down the lights tonight. Every child, we'll fight the fight. America, let's rise again. Truth and justice will defend until the end.
You will need a paramedics if you you attempt to discredit with your institutional embezzlement. It's evident from the evidence that your 4D actor are pathetic and catching a death sentence for kidnapping and deprivation under some form of police having shared hallucinations. Peonage obstructing enforcement. You might just become a superconductor. Quickly administer medicants and medicants and adrenaline, epinephrine and sedatives and chest compressions. Test them for intubation, for the coercive incarceration, through intimidation by forced occupation, through legal inception and deception, like an inception, persistent misdirection and sex and stressing and second guessing the message that I'm professing. I'm like a specter with a scepter, intercepting you with an interceptor at the intersection, yet imperceptible. So it's so outside of your perception. I pack a collection of protection when words are my weapons.